to the live edition, your weekly edition of the Side Bet podcast. With me today, like I said, you better get used to his face and his name, Oscar L. My man, Oscar, how we doing today?
Good, getting you.
Hey, man, I'm living the dream. Living the dream. Finally trying to get over the hangover of the holidays. To be honest, it takes me a little bit longer than most, I think. It takes me a
Uh-huh.
few weeks or so to really get back in the kick of things.
hmm And then me on the other, I'm right, you know, killing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Love it, man. Love it. Um, Before we jump into our topic today, any new additions, that you acquired over the holidays?
Um, Not much. I mean, so I'm a big illegal, I think, chip collector. I think we mentioned it maybe once or twice.
Yeah,
Um, right, but I think it was maybe right before Christmas.
right.
There's a casino that was in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I grabbed 600 red T-mold illegals from a white front in Arkansas. It was like 619 of them, but I'm mainly going to use the 600. Um, and then I just put them away in the closet the other day. There's like a Lake Elsinore 501K that I got from my buddy, and then just a couple other little goodies, but nothing too exciting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, for sure, for
Mm.
sure. You know, always trying to add to the collection a little bit. I just got this one in recently.
Oh yes.
Always adding to my $2 collection if I can. And
Mm-hmm.
I added some other ones here and there, and if you've been on my social media, you see what I've added to it. But it's always fun, man. And what we're gonna go over today is the off strip casinos. Everybody knows the strip. Everybody knows Fremont Street. But there's these off strip, non downtown casinos that I love.
Mm-hmm.
Which is your favorite so far?
Okay, so if I'm gonna go off strip, let's say we're gonna go play
Yeah.
Santa Fe. I don't know what
Oh,
it is about Santa Fe. So when I was younger, maybe like 10 years ago, go there for movies. It was either that or Red Rock.
okay.
Red Rock, I played once with my mom, or my mom played there when we went bowling or something.
Yeah.
But whenever me and Eiley go somewhere, it's always Santa Fe.
Love it.
They're on the patio watching us.
Love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's
And
it's always Santa Fe though, and it's so when you come in through the parking garage, um, I'd say the east parking garage,
okay.
and then you come in right on that wall. There's four Dragon Link machines.
Yeah.
Those are the ones to hit. For some reason,
Oh,
every single time me and her play, buying for $100 or whatever it is, we
yeah.
always win.
Nice.
Mm.
So Santa Fe, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I like that one. I do dig the casino. It's beautiful.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so the one thing I like about all the off-strip gambling
Mm-hmm.
is the prices are always right.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna find $5 limits. At
Mm-hmm.
best, sometimes you're gonna get your $10 limits. But at South Point, Orleans, those are two of my favorites to gamble at off strip.
Mm-hmm. I've seen
Um,
your clips everywhere.
man, I'm a sucker for those. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I became even more a sucker for the South Point in June, just because of the convention, the collectible show that we're a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Got to spend a little bit more time there than usual,
Mm-hmm.
and got to explore it a little bit more. And I dig the South Point, the Coronado Cafe. I'm a huge Benny Binion fan,
Mm-hmm.
and as you know, they have their statue there. The great poker room.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the few times I've gambled there, I've enjoyed the locals that I've had
Mm-hmm.
drinks with and enjoyed a table with. So I do enjoy the South Point Casino, uh, all free parking.
Mm-hmm. That's always a plus.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I dig Red Rock. I love their vibe, indoors
Mm-hmm.
and outdoors.
Yeah.
Um, the Durango.
See,
What's your feel on that?
I haven't visited the Durango yet, and
Oh,
I made it a little, like a thing for myself when it first opened. I said I was gonna go there, check it out, and see what I thought. I never went down there. Um, there's a local guy named Biggest Slow Roller. He does all
yes.
these slot machines and stuff like that. He when it first opened, he went there and made a couple videos. And I heard from a couple people, it's like one of the first casinos with, all glass, walls and stuff like that. So
Right.
when you're inside, usually when you go into a casino, it's all dark and, kind of moody, like, right? The Durango, when it's sunny outside, it's sunny inside,
Yeah.
which is one thing I've never experienced. Obviously, you want to go indoors to get out of the sun.
Right.
So it's an interesting concept that they did the whole glass front and back,
Yeah.
to let the sun in, which, like I said, it's something I haven't visited yet. Maybe I should go visit it over the weekend or whatever, check
Yeah.
it out. But I mean, from what I've heard, it's really good. Really, they stepped it up a little bit compared to other station casinos. But it's definitely most people like it, so I haven't heard anything bad about it.
I experienced it in June.
Hmm.
It it's beautiful. It
Yeah.
really is a nice casino. It's so nice that you're scared to touch anything to get it dirty. Everything was so white and crisp and beautiful still. Um, and yeah, when we went, it was still semi not busy.
Hmm.
Sambuca, how you doing? How you doing? Here's the one thing that I do dig a lot about Durango.
Hmm.
Um, two things. Two things. There's two things. One,
Oh, the $2 chip. Yep.
they're $2 chip.
Hmm.
Okay. Here's the other thing I love. I'm a huge sports bettor.
Mm. There you go.
There,
It's a pretty nice sports room, right?
man, it's an indoor outdoor. The outdoor
Oh.
area is awesome.
Hmm.
Uh, I love it. I love the sports book area and their thought process of putting it outdoors.
Hmm.
Um, you said to me, so here's a catch with Red Rock. I've only been there during the night. I haven't been during the day.
Mm.
You live close by?
10 minutes away. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What's your take on that casino?
Okay, so the funny thing is, I've had a birthday party there at the bowling alley, maybe once or twice. And then I've always, when me and my sister were little, we always went there for movies and stuff like that. So I'm very used to the layout and then
Yeah,
how things work around there. Um, as far as the vibe and overall, I enjoy it because it's more locals orientated.
right.
I mean, there's not an overwhelming amount of people. You can walk and you don't feel pressured to sit down and play or like play table games or whatnot.
Right.
So you just walk around and hang out, and they got a big food court if you needed food and stuff like that. And I mean, they got panda in there, they got everything. So,
Okay. Same thing that I'm noticing. Red Rock, Durango. I think.
hmm.
Speaking of another off-strip casino, Rio is doing it to
Hmm.
their casino. The food halls.
Hmm.
I dig them.
Yeah.
I am also a huge fan of buffets.
Hmm.
So it is one of those. You know, what do you prefer? I guess you could say buffets or
Exactly.
but I do dig what they're doing with the food halls.
Hmm.
Um, have you been to the Rio lately?
The last time I went to the Rio was probably maybe October or something like that. We went to go do the Kiss mini golf.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Uh,
when they were doing that, they were doing a whole bunch of reconstruction and remodeling on the inside. So I mean, when you walk from that side to the other side, it's the actual floor. I mean, it was a lot was, boarded up and then covered and
uh,
I mean, dark because they're not using the lights and
right.
but I know you recently went, so I'm not sure if they updated any of that stuff and they reopened some of that stuff or what the case is, but
So yeah, like, if you're talking about they had it boarded up over there towards the Kiss
yeah.
area. Okay, so
Hmm.
no, when we went in December, it was more open, and
Mm.
here's the catch: it was all open space. There used to be slot machines
Okay, so they took the slots out.
all out, man.
Gotcha.
All wide open right now. There's a dance little floor now
Hmm.
with sofas and tables to lounge at. You
Hmm.
can tell from my understanding, there's nightly performances now again
Interesting.
on that Rio stage.
Huh.
Um, they're revamping it in a way.
Hmm. Well,
And
the new owners are taking over and they're redoing things to hopefully make it better. So,
I dig it.
Yeah.
I do. My wife and I, we went in 2019 for the first time,
Mhm.
in the state of the Rio, and I swore to her, man, when we're leaving, I'm never staying here again. I didn't like it. The rooms were getting a little bit run down.
Mhm.
Um, we got comp some rooms from the Rio,
Mhm.
and we got upgraded to their newly renovated rooms.
Mhm.
And I believe we even got upgraded to a suite in June.
Mm.
And yeah, they are trying. They're putting new bars up, new restaurants. I again,
Mhm.
being a gambler myself, I do love their sportsbook area. Here's
Mhm.
their one downfall, I will say, about their sportsbook area. There was one evening I went later, close to midnight, maybe 1 in the
Mhm.
morning, to go place a sports bet on one of their machines,
Mhm.
kiosk machines. Uh, there was a little bit of an overpopulated in a sense of homelessness.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah.
I didn't and mind you, on the strip, you're not going to see that in the casino much,
Exactly.
if at all.
Mhm.
You'll see it on the strip. People walking around. Homelessness is there, and it is what it is.
It's gonna
Um,
be everywhere, so.
and that's the one thing I did find myself running into at the Rio. Um, that I didn't run into like at the Orleans or South
Mhm.
Point or anywhere else like that yet. Uh, Again, it wasn't a big deal. It was one of those things
Mhm.
where you placed my bet, turned around, and
And then just go.
yeah, because again, I didn't even notice them when I walked up
Yep.
to place the bet. I placed the bet, walked, turned around, and then oh, and then just kind of made my way. I live in
Yep.
Austin. It's not something that's not unfamiliar.
Mhm.
So
And
there's the
I
one
will
catch with that.
yeah, I will say this. So, with the Rio being right next to the Strip,
Yeah.
you notice behind the Rio, there's, the waterway or the spillway, whatever it is?
Yes.
That's where most of them hang out, and that's why they're around the area. And
Uh,
the railroad tracks right there. So
I see what.
that plays a whole thing into that.
No, 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 for sure. Because when you're crossing over to go to the strip,
Mhm.
you're walking behind where Caesar's Palace is going to be.
Correct.
Yeah, you'll see the train tracks every time
Mhm.
you pass back down there. Look, another casino I love that we talked a little bit about is the Orleans
Mhm.
um, movie theater. They even have a little play area for toddlers.
Mhm.
Um, great family casino, great casino in general to go gamble. Great poker room. I love, as you know, their chips. I love them.
I think, man, do I have mine here? See, I think I have an Orleans too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah.
Here now, I'm on the hunt for the Orleans 4.
I've seen pictures of it. Never seen one in person.
Yeah, yeah. That's the one I'm on the hunt for. Is that one?
Mhm.
Um, but here's the other catch too. And help me if I'm wrong with this. Most, and this is not including Palms or Rio. Most off strip casinos you're going to find a bowling alley in them.
Every single station's casino, yes.
Right,
And
right.
most of the off-strip casinos are stations, so
All right.
they're gonna have the movie theater, the bowling alley, food courts, everything. It's basically the same layout, just different names and slightly different layouts.
And so when I dig it, why? Do you know why they decided to put a bowling alley in each
I
one of their casinos?
um, some reason I wanna think of it this way, so the Strip is obviously, mainly tourists and how to say, like, the big players.
Sure.
'Cause, Caesars whenever I think of Strip, it's always Caesars, Bellagio, Aria.
Yes.
Um, those are, like, the main 3, and then you
Right.
have Venetian and Palazzo. You think
Right.
of those names, you have fashion show, you have the big designer brands, you have the forum shops and everything, so it's more catered to, higher end. I wouldn't say it's always catered to the higher end, let's say the vacationer, um, but the people that wanna come to visit, let's say they have a family and I think Stations has always pushed themselves to be like a family orientated, brand, I guess we
Yeah.
could say. And
Right.
that's why they try to fix in those, and they know they're going to be locals casinos because they're off strip. So you're going to have all those amenities, I guess we can say,
Right.
because it fits what they're trying to go for, and it clearly works because
Hey.
obviously they're making money off the gambling.
Right.
But you have so many people playing bowling alley all day long,
Right.
the arcades. They have what is it, Kids Quest, where you can
Yeah.
drop
Yeah.
your kid off and
Yeah.
you go play or do whatever you want.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, they have it set down to a T. They know it works,
Right.
so implement it into every single place. And then
Right.
if somebody knows that it's a Stations branded casino, more than likely they're going to go, let's say, from Red Rock to Durango to Santa Fe. They're going to get that same feeling, and they get treated the same way, right?
Right.
Whereas if you go
Right.
to the Strip, I mean,
Uh,
you're not going to get the same service.
right. No, no, no. I tell people that all the time. I love the service I get. You name them, right? When we have been, from South Point to Gold Coast to M
Hmm.
Resort, Red Rock, and yeah, when you go visit Durango, let me know. And then the hospitality is amazing.
Hmm.
I do dig their food court as well. We ate
Hmm.
there. I love it. And yeah, yeah, yeah. I dig the family oriented style. We take our kids every December. They love it, and there's not much that we haven't done twice.
Hmm.
There's that much to do for kids. I tell people all the
Yeah.
time. Um, and then speaking of off strip casinos, there is plenty that closed down.
Hmm.
And a lot of it has to do with COVID.
Hmm.
So before we wrap it up, go over some of the that closed down that you miss.
Okay, so interestingly enough, I never visited Fiesta Rancho, that
Okay.
closed down, and then Texas. I think those were the two main ones that I can kind of relate to because I've driven past them so many times.
Yeah.
The signs are still there.
Yeah.
The buildings themselves are not. So it's kind of like, I mean, you have a sign and then it's just blank. You have
Yeah.
like a blank slate. But those two I always drove by, never visited, never went in. Um, but I think those are the only two that come to mind. I know there were probably another, handful of small other ones that closed. I don't know if Joker's Wild is still open.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. The building's still there.
Right. You have Terrible's Hotel and Casino.
Yep.
That I love the look
Hmm.
of again the Chevron. They had a Chevron, the Denny's, but the look of the old West look they had. Uh, I digged it. So
Hmm.
there's plenty of them. Like you said, Texas Stations, Fiesta, Whiskey Pete's. We just went over, I think.
Yep.
Uh, Another one. So, um, any rumors of any new off-strip casinos coming up soon?
Mm, for the longest time, I remember a couple years ago, I think I made a video about it too. There was the Atari hotel they were thinking about making,
Huh.
but I don't remember if that was off strip or like just behind the strip. But
Gotcha.
I
Gotcha.
remember that was a rumor. But other new ones, there's nothing new.
Yeah.
Um, for those that maybe know about Vegas and know kind of over here on the west side with the Red Rock, um, what's his name? Famous actor, I don't remember his name now. They're building a gigantic movie theater over here next to downtown Summerlin,
Oh,
which is supposed to be like super high end, like latest tech and all this type of stuff. But it's like he's working with is it Warner Brothers or something like that, or Warner Studios.
okay,
Um,
okay.
and it's supposed to be like the newest and greatest, big movie theater on this side. I'm not sure what it's exactly supposed to be, but it's gonna be like a minute and a half, 2 minutes from Red Rock.
Love
'Cause it's
it.
Red Rock, downtown Summerlin right here, and then the movie
Right.
theater right here.
Love it.
So,
Love
but,
it. And when is that expected to open?
let me look.
Man, we might have to make a special trip just to go open up that place out there.
Yeah, let's see here. And I know they just opened up the Sphere, which they're using for a lot of stuff.
And I've heard
Um,
nothing but good things.
oh, that place is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard nothing but good things. Whether you're gonna go watch a movie, a show, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
go. So that's another uh intention that we have to do uh in Vegas.
Yeah, okay. For some reason, I'm not finding out what that new movie theater is supposed to call it when it's supposed to open, but I keep seeing renderings and stuff in the news and Twitter and everything talking about it. But I mean, they've been building it for half a year now, so
Oh wow, wow,
yeah.
love it,
I mean, it looks great from the outside, so we'll only see
love
what
it.
the inside's gonna look like.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Mm.
Well, Oscar, man, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah,
Uh,
same to you.
what is new with you, man, in your channel? I see you out there putting out content. I love what you're doing
Yeah.
out there, especially in that antique store, man. We're gonna have to go out there
Hmm.
together.
That would be a fun trip actually, because it's not just that one booth that has casino stuff. If you walk around, it's a little sprinkled over there, a little sprinkled over there, a little sprinkled over there. So I mean, you can walk around. Ronnie has a majority of the stuff, but all
Okay.
the other there's a couple other dealers that have silver slipper decks and stuff like that. So it's definitely cool, and it's like that TRK set. You never expect to see like a 500 TRK set in an antique store. I mean, maybe some old dice chips if they think it's antique, but or maybe singles chips, but not a 500 TRK set.
Not a whole set, and that's right up
No.
your alley, man.
Yeah. I see. Okay. I was talking about it with my coworker today. I'd buy it if I had a reason to buy it, but it's like 200 chips from this place, 50 chips from here, and then you have these
Oh,
blank monograms. I mean, they're not blank, but they're monogram, solid chips. So if
right,
there was a reason to buy them and use them, then I would. But
right,
I don't have a reason to buy them.
right. Leave it for someone else to have
Yeah.
to have a reason to use them for. You
Hmm.
know, love it,
But
man.
it's definitely cool. I think you'd really enjoy it because then you can just sit there and I mean, you've gotten to see the collectibles at the shows and stuff like that, but seeing it
Right.
in the store like that where it's right in your face and you get to take it out and actually look at it and it's really cool.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit
Yeah.
different. If I don't make it out to Vegas before June,
Hmm.
We'll take a trip out there.
Definitely.
Cool, man. We'll talk to you sooner than later. For
Yes.
everybody else out there, please hit subscribe and that notification button. Peace and love. We'll see y'all soon.
Yes.